Today I want to talk about the city of Buffalo. Um, the city of Buffalo is located on Lake Erie. I think in a macro sense, this is the reason for Buffalo's existence. Um, Buffalo is at the western edge of the state of New York, right here. So New York City's here. You can see Buffalo is pretty much the furthest thing from New York City in the state of New York. In the early 1820s, something called the Erie Canal was built from Albany to Buffalo, connecting the Atlantic Ocean with New York City as a port to Lake Erie. And this is really what got Buffalo its start. Um, Today, the Erie Canal is nothing more than an ornament, really. It was actually redirected northward to Tonawanda. Um, so today, the city of Buffalo um, exists without the Erie Canal, though, as we'll see, there are some tributes to it down here. Um, this here is Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is renowned worldwide as a tourist destination, relatively close to Buffalo. Unfortunately, a lot of people who go to Niagara Falls do not go to the city of Buffalo, which I think is a great shame because I think Buffalo is a lot more interesting than Niagara Falls. So, Buffalo is a city with downtown, obviously. Let's take a look at its downtown. I think Google Maps will provide us with a nice boundary. I don't know what downtown Ridgeway is, but this is downtown Buffalo. Buffalo was originally built around something which is today known as Niagara Square. Niagara Square is this big roundabout here, and you can see all these roads spoking out of Niagara Square. The original design of Buffalo was sort of like almost like a wheel spoke design. Buffalo City Hall here is quite impressive, so we got to take a look right away at Buffalo City Hall. This is Buffalo City Hall. It is one of the most impressive city halls in the United States. It's really great to see it in person. These columns are wonderful, terrific view. And across the street we have the McKinley Monument at Niagara Square. So this monument is a tribute to William McKinley, who was assassinated in Buffalo. Not at this spot, though, so rest assured that did not happen. So you got a Canadian flag right here because we border Canada, and we're proud of it, and we welcome Canadians, just like they welcome us, we would hope. This is an important spot because this is where an elderly gentleman, Martin Gugino or something, was pushed over by Buffalo police during the height of the George Floyd protests. So this spot definitely made national news. Let me turn this right off. Unbelievable. They got to know when I'm recording the screen. I do not want that bouncing up. This is a federal district courthouse. So I think there's some number, like some finite number of these. Maybe it's like 90 of them or 30 of them. I don't know. But it was built pretty recently. I think that this piece of garbage building where did it even go? Yeah, this piece of garbage right here used to be the federal courthouse, and I think they realized that was just a mistake. So that's what we're dealing with over there. Oh, botch. Okay. I don't know. All right, we're back in business. So that was Niagara Square. Okay, Niagara Square. It's no longer really the center of Buffalo, in my opinion. I think the center now is Main Street. So Main Street is actually right here, and it has a train running on the top of it. So hopefully we can get some good street view of this train. This is Main Street, and this is really the Main Street of Buffalo, and Niagara Square is a little bit removed from that. So as you can see here, there's an above-ground train line going down the street, and it's pretty useful, though it's only one line. So this is a good time to look at this line. Let's see. Main Street. Let's see what this does for us. Okay. So Main Street is this thing here, which is Route 5. Um, the train goes below ground right about, hmm, right about here or so. The train goes below ground. Let's see if we can actually see that in action. Maybe it's here. Um, so here's the train line above ground, and let's see what's going on down here. Right here, you can see the train actually going underground, and then for the remainder of the duration of the train's, the train goes north, underground, all the way down this Route 5, and then it comes back up here. So let's take a look at the map of Buffalo again, just to give us some context about where we are. So this is the northeast corner of Buffalo here. And this is the University at Buffalo South Campus. The University of Buffalo is far and away the biggest collegiate institution in Buffalo. It has about 30,000 students, graduate and undergraduate. And here's a little street view of this. This just looks weird. Not a good, okay. Yeah, so this is South Campus. South Campus is not the main campus of the University at Buffalo. This is called the Stampede. This is how students get around. There have been talks about extending this train line to North Campus, which is actually in the suburb of Amherst up here. This is the main campus, but that has not yet been done, so it's in talks. All right, so back to downtown Buffalo. You'll notice here that downtown Buffalo is on Lake Erie, though a highway called the 190 sort of cuts it off. This is one of the big mistakes, in my opinion. Just like many American cities, the highways are pretty obnoxious. There's this sort of beltway cutting Buffalo off from the water. This is the Niagara River here. And Buffalo is also cut off from the water over here through the 190. And the 190 travels down here. But that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to obnoxious highways in the city of Buffalo. The worst we're going to see in a little bit, basically a park, Delaware Park here, just gets ramrodded by this highway. This is the 198. See, we can't have enough highways, so we have two highways here, and they just have to connect to each other, because if they didn't, people would have to, it would take 2 extra minutes just to go the other way. So this is a good time, though, to talk about Delaware Park. So we'll zoom out a little bit. You'll notice a very prominent feature of Buffalo is Delaware Park. Everyone loves saying this, blah, blah, blah. Frederick Law Olmsted designed this. Oh, Parkways. You can watch a ton of videos about that. But I think the big thing to point out here is that there is this Skajackwada Expressway assaulting this park. And then you have Delaware Avenue here, which randomly becomes a highway. They call it a parkway. It just becomes a highway in the park because that makes perfect sense. So you really, in my opinion, have 2 parks here. This is a cemetery. This is Buffalo's rural cemetery, as they say, not part of the park. So you have this park here, which is quite beautiful. And we can get some street view of this. I think you'll like what you see, hopefully. Let's go right here. Someone's probably taking a good photo. Now, Buffalo, as is typical, has very dreary days. So this is actually, pretty normal when it's not the summer. This is a beautiful park. It's got this building here that's used for events of some kind. Then this is completely cut off from the other part of the park, which we'll call the Meadows. Let's see what this looks like. This is pretty vast. That is just not correct. So there's a photo. Someone's got to report that, and it should be me. There's a photo that's just not correct. Luckily, I know this park. If I was just a degenerate street viewing this without any knowledge, I would be completely fooled. Here we go. This is called the Meadows. There's this road that kind of surrounds this giant park. There's a golf course in the middle. This is really beautiful. This is one of the best parts of Buffalo, in my opinion, this enormous park. So, if you come here, you should definitely stop. But keep in mind that there is an oppressive highway cutting through the middle. Now, one thing Buffalo is really known for are its beautiful houses, its mansions, so on and so forth. There's a couple great mansion spots. This part here, Park Meadow, is really impressive. I think this is a good time to point out the McKinley shooting rock. This is actually where William McKinley got shot. This park was the site of the Pan American Exposition in 1901, ultimately where a World's Fair was held and where someone decided to kill the President of the United States. If you didn't know who William McKinley was, yeah, he was the president. Let's, just because we're talking about William McKinley, I'm going to zoom back out here and go over here. This is Delaware Avenue, by the way. Like, Main Street is here, and then 2 streets over here of Delaware Avenue. They're both kind of main streets, but, one is called Main Street and one is not. Why am I zooming over here? Theodore Roosevelt was inaugurated here. This is kind of sad. I'll street view this. Buffalo milks this for all it's worth. Theodore Roosevelt just got sworn in here. He didn't do anything much here, but we do have a national park right here. Literally national park. The only thing that happened here is he just said, I agree to be president under the terms of being a good president. And, Bank of America... Actually, that just might be... I was going to say Bank of America sponsored it, but I just think the Bank of America is just sharing the sign with a national park. Maybe that's not a now. I don't know. I don't know the terminology. So that's down here. I think we've covered... Oh, we haven't quite covered Delaware Park. There is sort of a museum district here. The Albright Knox is our best museum by far. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, this is a nice building. Take a look. Feast your eyes. Lots of good art here. In fact, I always like to tell this story. I was at the Musée d'Orsay in Paris, and one of the paintings on display was on loan from the Albright Knox. So that's a pretty big deal. This is really cool. So first of all, this is Buffalo State. Buffalo State is another state school in New York, totally separate from UB. Actually, this is Buffalo State. I don't, I'm no expert. The Birchfield Penny is another art center. Pretty nice. This is really cool. This is a former insane asylum built by famed architect H.H. Richardson that is now a trendy urban hotel. Whoever's taking these street views, oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't. It's a big building. Let's see if Forest Avenue Street View gives it justice. Yeah, this is really cool. I'll just leave it there for a second. Yeah, this is just a great part of Buffalo's urban revitalization. Check it out. So, this whole thing right here, these parkways, they really stand out on the map. That's because remember I was trying to gloss over this fact that Frederick Law Olmsted designed this park system. Well, one of the really cool things that he designed are these parkways. And here you have these circles, these roundabouts that are pretty magnificent. This is the most spectacular one, I think. And then all the roads that emanate from this roundabout have these parks in the middle, and they really are parks. People hang out in them and stuff like that. Maybe a good example of that is this intersection here. This is the intersection of Bidwell Parkway and Elmwood. Elmwood, by the way, this is an important neighborhood, important street. Yeah, these are real parks, and people do yoga here. Is anyone doing yoga? No, but they do. Take my word. Bike share program. This is Ready Bike Share, sponsored by, I don't even know. But yeah, take a look. This is Elmwood Village. We're coming into Elmwood Village here. Very, very trendy hipster. See the Canadian flag here? That's because, we're neighbors. Yeah, this is a great place. We can go down a little further and see what's going on down here. Well, you got to explore for yourself, I think, is the message here. Let's see. Lexington Co-op is great. This is the best grocery store in Buffalo if you have a lot of money to waste but want, trendy cheeses, fresh produce that's probably no different than Wegmans. You go to Lexington Co-op. What is here? This is really cool, right? This is Peak Elmwood Village. So, like I said, check it out and see what's up with that. Yeah, so down here there are more circles. Let's look at this circle just because we have time on our hands. This is Colonial Circle. I'm surprised they have not renamed this. Colonial Circle in the era of George Floyd does not do anyone any favors, I don't think. Um, and one of the really cool parts of Buffalo is just the pride that everybody takes in maintaining nice houses. This Elmwood Village neighborhood here is full of beautiful houses. You know, not necessarily mansions, but people just do a really good job making the neighborhood look nice. Let's hope that this street view is emblematic of that. Yeah, I think this is just an example of the neighborhood where the houses are often modest, but people do a really good job just keeping up the neighborhood and that sort of thing. And, you know, for blocks and blocks, you'll just get really beautiful houses. Let's see here. Another example of that, mansion time. Let's go through a little bit of mansion time right now. It's mansion time. Mansion Street right here. Let's see what we're dealing with. See, you don't always get the best views. Little mansion. What's going on here? You know what? Mansion. It's not obvious. That's a mansion street. But we'll get some good mansion time in up here actually. This is a great mansion street. Lincoln Parkway. Let's see what's going on. Mansion.org right here. Yeah, and this is just nice. It's just chock full of beauty here in Buffalo. You know, the people say Buffalo is like a declining city and whatnot, but there's a lot of money here, and I don't really know who owns these houses. Oh, this one's cool, but somebody's there. Somebody's keeping up these houses. Pretty nice. Oh, another good example here. See, look, it's all around the park as well, right? So this is Franklin. Franklin Wright has a lot of houses in Buffalo. At least two is what I mean by a lot, but maybe more. This is the best example of his work, and it's a work in progress, I guess. People are construction outside of it. Yeah, this is a Franklin Wright house, and then this whole neighborhood. You know, it's just beautiful. It's awesome. I'm telling you, the beautiful neighborhoods go on and on. Another trendy neighborhood here, right? We've already talked about Elmwood. That's a trendy neighborhood. Hurdle is really expanding its trendiness as well, right? Just a wonderful street. Great street art. Buffalo's got great mural action, so keep that in mind when you're here. You know, and then these neighborhoods here should be more examples of just, you know, really nice neighborhoods where people keep up their houses. Yeah, no, I think this is a really great neighborhood as well. And let's be clear here, there is a little bit of a class divide in Buffalo that's best exemplified if you take the west side here. This is really west side Buffalo. This is east side Buffalo. The east side is a lot poorer. You know, if I go here, just kind of random. But yeah, there's a lot more vacant lots. I think there's about 16,000 vacant lots in the city of Buffalo. But yeah, as you can see, the neighborhoods on the east side are on hard times. You know, I can pick another random one, and these are truly random. Let's see what's going on here. You know, I won't comment. Obviously, people make their lives here, and I wouldn't want to disparage anyone's particular home. So leave that where it is. A third trendy neighborhood, right? You have Hurdle up here, Elmwood Village here, and then Allentown. Allentown is really wonderful as well. Allentown is probably the densest. It's kind of close to downtown, right? So you have a little bit more density. The street is a little narrower as well, and I think the buildings are a little bit older, right? Because down here, this area was settled, I think, by the 1830s or 1840s. Whereas I think a lot of the houses up here are a lot newer, you know, you're looking at after 1900 and that sort of thing. So Allentown is very, very nice. And then these streets here actually get pretty cool as well. And the vibe is a little bit different, right? The houses are a little bit closer to the street, a lot more brick. But once again, very cozy neighborhoods. And the surprising thing, people say, you know, cities are loud. These neighborhoods are very, very calm. Oh, this is pretty cool right here. This is something new that I sort of discovered. Um, there are these little parks right in Allentown. And then, you just have these beautiful houses, always with colorful painting and that sort of thing. Highly recommend living here if you want the city lifestyle, but you want things to be calm. And then right here, we have another one of those circles that was planned into the Olmsted Park system. Take a look here at what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a nice roundabout. And then let's see here. Somewhere here, there is a Symphony Hall, but I can't find it immediately. So I'm going to pop right out and go over here where I know I'm going to be able to see it. Yeah, this is Buffalo Symphony Hall. One of my friends pointed out to me, right, that cities like Buffalo that once used to have a much larger population maintain a lot of the institutions that they had when they had a large population and remain sort of a city that punches above its weight for that reason. Over here, this is DeUville College. This is the most urban of all the colleges in Buffalo, in my opinion. And it's on Porter Avenue. Porter Avenue has a good bike system, and the reason it has a good bike system actually is that this was actually also part of Frederick Law Olmsted's park system. There is something I don't think it was this, but this was supposed to connect. Oh, Front Park, yeah. So this whole area right here was supposed to connect with a parkway up to here, and then Richmond was supposed to be another parkway, and then that would connect all the way up here. Richmond today is a very nice street, and it has really nice bike paths. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's sort of like a bicycle highway with really nice houses, but it doesn't quite have the same parkway vibe. So I'm not sure why that's the case. Maybe it was just too expensive to do what's going on up here, all the way down here. And then actually, interestingly enough, this right here, Martin Luther King Park, was also part of the parkway system. And then this here was called the Humboldt Parkway. I guess it still is called the Humboldt Parkway. Oh, you know what? This is sad. This oppressive highway just obliterated it. So this is the Humboldt Parkway that used to be a nice tree-lined street, and now people just need to get where they're going. So no longer. Let's see. So down here, right, we have Allentown. This is the Buffalo Medical School. The Buffalo Medical School is pretty separate from the rest of the campuses, right? I don't really, I went to UB and I do not really know what goes on down here, but this is a really cool building. Donated by, at least the building is named after Jeremy Jacobs. So Jeremy, can I not just do what needs to be done? Well, looks like we're gonna have to do another reset here because I am not being allowed to X out of this street view. But that happens, So Jeremy Jacobs is actually the CEO of a company called Delaware North, and Delaware North is headquartered on Delaware Avenue. Let's see here. Okay. This is a good time to address some more of downtown, actually. So the Delaware North headquarters is right here, and they're sort of caterers. I think they cater a lot of professional sports games, and this guy actually also owns the Boston Bruins and the Boston Garden, where the Boston Celtics play. Here we have West Chippewa Street. West Chippewa Street is probably the most vibrant, modern area of downtown. Like there are a lot of like fast food here. This is a local one called Ted's. And then further down here, we sort of have the club scene. Let's see. Actually, we might have aggressively clicked past it. So these are some of the clubs in Buffalo. This is actually a pretty good scene on the weekend. Pretty impressive. Probably the best in upstate New York. More bars here. Downtown isn't great everywhere, but it is definitely there. And then here, there are a bunch of good plazas on Main Street, I would say, as well, that we should take a look at. So this is the original M&T Bank building. M&T Bank is also headquartered in Buffalo, by the way. That's definitely the biggest company in Buffalo. Oh, we are getting murdered by trees. This is nice. There's skating here and that sort of thing. Highly recommend that. What else? Before I really run out of time, I definitely want to touch on Canal Side. Canal Side is the result of an investment by the state of New York, mostly, I think. Um, Canal Side is just a really pretty place by this Buffalo River here, but it's this is not it. There's a naval park here as well. It's kind of a cool museum. This is Canal Side. Pretty confident. Oh my god. Canal Side in the dead of winter. And that's just what we're going to show you. But this is kind of a cool place to walk around and enjoy the water. This here is called the Skyway, this highway, this elevated highway here that just goes over, the city. Just kind of does that. All right, a few more downtown things because we gotta just touch on them. This is where the Buffalo Sabres play, the KeyBank Center. KeyBank has a pretty big footprint in Buffalo because it acquired First Niagara Bank in 2014. This is sort of where the NHL team plays. Let's be clear, the NFL team just plays down here because I don't know what anyone was thinking. Salem Field is kind of cool. This is where the Buffalo Bisons play, and currently where the Toronto Blue Jays play, believe it or not. Coca-Cola Field is what it used to be called before a hot dog company bought it. Toronto Blue Jays AAA team. So that's pretty cool. There is really a lot of cool stuff to see in downtown Buffalo, a lot of cool buildings. I have another video, actually, where I go over all of that. And then here is Lafayette Square. Let's just take a look at Lafayette Square. This is kind of cool. The Liberty Building has like some statues of Liberty on the top. That's kind of interesting. And then over here, we have something called the Rand Building, which at one point was the tallest building in Buffalo, and people like to say that the Empire State Building was modeled after it. Oh my gosh. Where did I just end up? I don't even know if I've ever been in this little corridor, so that's something new. Not getting a great view of this, but, just going to make you dizzy, I guess. Yeah. I've been talking for a long time, and I think this is a good place to cut it. I just wanted to go over Buffalo a little bit, just riff a little bit. There's plenty more to see, and in a more structured video, I'll probably go over more of it. I just wanted to kind of get something out. So thank you for listening to the DC show. This has been your host, Daniel Connolly. Hopefully you learned something about